Hi Sagittarians, and welcome to your October reading. Guys, make sure you check your moon sign and you check your ascendant in addition to your sun sign. This gives you more messages. It's a general reading, right? Not catered to you. For that, please book a private reading, but nonetheless, you can still get lots of messages with this method that I just described to you. If you don't know how to find out, go down in my description, natal chart, click on that link or select it and copy paste and get it, and that way it's going to tell you what your ascendant is and what your moon sign is. So let's start. Sagittarians. So the base card, and everybody's having those sleepy cards, and trust me, it's going to be not lasting very much. Maybe you're coming from attitude of this energy, maybe you're just tired, you're saying, oh, the fall is here, especially if you live in the northern hemisphere, and like just need a break, I just want to cozy up on a couch. Very atypical for you guys, but that's kind of like what a card says. But look what's happening here. The kitty is sleeping, and right, the chickens are running around, the mice are running around, taking cheese, taking everything that is around. So this is basically something being taken under your nose while on your watch, while something has to be addressed, right? Trust me, this is something that I feel for you probably is coming from the past, because very beginning of the month, the 1st of October, we have full moon in Aries. We'll have two full moons this month. One is like on the 1st and one is on the 31st. So every 29 and a half days we have a full moon. So the first one is in Aries and the next one is in Taurus. So this one in Aries like gives us burst of energy and we can kind of like deal with stuff. So base card over here for you is 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles always talks about maybe putting final touches on something. You know, like when you're cleaning, and you're saying, just like this one, and my fridge is not completely shiny, I don't see my reflection of myself. And this is kind of like checking out this last check before you say, whew, I can sit down and now really enjoy it, right? So this is crossed with 2 of Pentacles. So there's like something about money, because Pentacles are very much about earthy kind of like worries. So it could be that you're juggling lots of things. Maybe you have 2 jobs. Maybe you're like debating between the 2 decisions. Maybe, you know, like you're pushing from one card to another credit card. But this can also talk about somebody having 2 partners, and or it could be also not 2 partners. Could be like, well, do I really want to be single or do I want to be in a relationship? So there is like some kind of dilemma, which could be you, but it could be somebody else. It almost looks like this is kind of like some loop that is keeping here. So it sounds to me on one side there's like one option that provides comfortable kind of like sailing, but it's very uninteresting, while the other option is very tricky, but it's exciting. Curiosity killed the cat, my dear Saggies. I need to keep it under 10 minutes, so I have to keep going. This is the past. Maybe some flirtation started. Maybe you met somebody. Like Knave of Chalices is actually really good. This is Page of Cups. It's not a biggie deal, but it's a promising start. Something flows. Something is creating energy, and you're all about that energy, right? Ooh, by that Page is turning into Knight. Look. Now he's getting a mode of transportation, like by foot. He might also be faster by foot than basically on a turtle, but nonetheless, this is like that knight in the shining armor. This is something romantic. This is like, I like the turtle not because it's slow, but it's protected, right? And it really tells me that something is developing. Something is maybe moving this month from that stage of flirtation to the stage where you're actually dating actively, right? This is not necessarily king, so you're still not in the safety of a relationship, but this is one of those best parts, right? Where you're falling in love, or you're intrigued about a person, where you actually want to learn more. And then also this is a Queen of Cups, like you have lots of cups surrounding these pentacles. So maybe there's like a little pragmatic core inside of you that kind of like really thinks about, okay, I need to resolve some problems, I need to deal with this. But there's like a lots of romance happening. So there is like this meeting of the mind. Somebody's ready. Maybe you're dealing with a water sign. Maybe you're dealing with earth sign over here, right? So something is flowing. Something is very nourishing. You, if you guys have kids, that can actually represent a family unit with kids. And it just tells me basically that you really need to figure out how to keep the unity of that family, how to keep that emotional expression. It's very important to say, I love you, I care about you. It's important to give hugs if this is the situation. If this is somebody new, then it's going to really feel, you'll feel like the glove that fits. You'll feel comfort in all of that. This is your card. Like so far, like 3 out of 3 people, their signs got their cards. So I was just explaining to Scorpio that I read before you. Generally, like some readers and even some books tell you, hey, you know, if their card shows up in their reading, just ignore it. It means nothing. I disagree. I think it's even more so. That means that your spirit guide is here, wants to be acknowledged, and it's telling you, look, you really need to listen to it. And what this card means, it means this is karma wheel. It is one of my karma cards. And it's really telling me that you're right now on the top. So you're like kind of like getting ahead in something. The doors are opening to you, even though you didn't think it would. Maybe it was difficult in the past. Now everything seems to be much, much easier, right? I don't know if you watched that episode of Seinfeld, I'm that old, where Elaine was dating a guy who basically had all doors opening to him. She said, no, this is not how life works. I don't know how this is happening to you. That's kind of like how it's going to feel. Everything will flow. And that's really, really important. Now, it is important because this month that Aries, full moon in Aries, is going to kind of carry you through between the 1st and the 7th. Around the 10 of the month, it's going to feel like you're on top of the world. So be careful because on October 13th, sorry, my dog is protecting me. October 13th to November 3rd, we are going through the last this year Mercury retrograde. And this one can be very tricky, right? Because part of that Mercury retrograde will be in Scorpio. Also, November 3rd is going to be election in the US, which kind of affects pretty much every country in the world. And, you know, when Mercury retrograde is in Scorpio, then you have this obsessive, paranoid energy. Like, because Scorpio doesn't like Mercury retrograde. This is not a good fit, right? So there is going to be a big, big battle. So you might have a Scorpio coming through over here, or that energy. So you kind of like really need to brace yourself, especially after October 22nd. That's where Scorpio really gets in the kind of like sun is in Scorpio at that stage, and it's going to become very, very intense. You see, there is like still, like I mean here, we saw that indecision, and there is like here that unsureness about the direction, especially more so this is reversed, and it's blindfolded kitty. It's one of the 2 cards with the blindfold on, and it really talks about these indecisions. It really talks about something. So you guys are debating a decision. Something is going on, and it's almost like eating you inside. Even though it looks like that on the surface you have what you should have, there is like you're not, as I said, you have all the comforts, but maybe you don't have adventure. And some people, they would die to have this many cups. For you, you're saying this is all great, but I want fire, I want air, I want something that's explosion and fireworks, right? That's kind of like a temperament of your sign. So this is the environment, and there is there is a little seasoned warrior in this 9 of Pentacles. Look at him. He is very determined, putting it, right? And this basically card talks about survival and talks about, you know, endurance. like he's been through in many battles, but he's not giving up. He's not possibly even feeling bad about it. He's just getting well versed in whatever he's doing. But at the same time, he's not a stupid putty cat. So he's saying, look, I'll keep on this path. I'll try to knock on this door one more time. That's it. One more time, and then I need to finish this process. It's almost like this 10 and 9. We have 8, 10 and 9 over here. So everything is coming to some kind of like finale, to wrapping, to understanding. Maybe you want to chase your dream one more time. Maybe you kind of like set it aside and you felt comfort, and maybe comfort was what you needed, but this is not necessarily the best vibration for you. Or you maybe have to experience the energy again. Maybe you need to create this energy within the environment where you're at. So this is your hopes and fears, and this is that Scorpio coming through. I don't know, guys, because I see your signs somehow. For my readings, I feel there are lots of Scorpios dealing with Sagittarians, or that kind of like energy. So there is like this repeat of this again. So this is a Judgment card. This is another Karma card that is really showing up. They are right next to each other over here. So this is clearly to me talking about something happening between 10 and 20th, that you will make some big life decision. Maybe you're not going to be fully aware of it, but it's going to come to you later that what you have decided in this period is something really important. This also tells me that maybe you're going to reestablish some connections. The exes will be coming through the woodwork, right? It can get obsessive, it can get really tricky, it can be lots of temptation. So beware, because somebody might just express their love for you. Somebody might say, hey, how have you been? And that opens everything up, right? Kind of, or the text will be sent to you that almost like doesn't look is being sent to you, but you know, I know that. You're just, somebody's just trying to invoke conversation. But then look at this, 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups shows the kitty going for the night prowl. So 8 of Cups generally is leaving. And look at this full moon here in the background, right? So there's like a second 8 that we have, and this is again about commitment. It's again about discomfort. You're maybe reassessing what, you know, relationship means for you. How do you really want to be in? I can see here that you want something glorious, you want something great, you want something beautiful, but that must be really big love, big intensity. For you, that kind of like slow and steady is not the shoe that fits. You almost like this is offered to you and you had steak every day, and even though this is definitely great, you're saying, I need something different. I really need to do something different. You might also, guys, deal with people and meet people who are very different from you. It might be foreigners. It might be people who might have some kind of like disability or some kind of challenge, and to you that's going to be very intriguing, right? So guys, brace yourself. I mean, the moon is finishing with this Taurus full moon October 31st, which is Halloween as well, which I don't think is going to be celebrated in most of the world, because it can just impact us really badly. But on that full moon, it's kind of like a comfort zone again. So this is really interesting. Maybe overall energy simply doesn't match the rest of the reading, which makes me believe that maybe you relegated somebody to the past, or somebody put you in the past. This might become very important this month, as somebody might be coming from a woodwork, and somebody maybe was not able to contact you all this time. It's going to get interesting in any case, because remember this Wheel of Fortune, right now you're on the top of the world, so just enjoy it. You know, guys, that I love you. Don't forget to check my Instagram. I post dailies over there. So, sorry, my dog barks at anybody who passes by. Tiger, come baby, It's good to have a protector. So I guess I'm not going to be able to finish this, but guys, check me on Instagram, come on Saturdays, and don't forget to check your ascendant, moon sign, and your sun sign, so that way I get my messages. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, hopefully I will see this like new click and new notifications, so I can kind of like talk to you more. Love you, all the best.